Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Repton, The Lost Realms. We are halfway through the Vivace set of levels. And I just noticed something. So, some interesting facts about time limits in The Lost Realms. The game uses the same scale as Repton and Repton 3, that is 1,000 units equals 1 minute. In Repton 3, the highest time limit that's possible to assign is 9999, so 10 minutes. Of course, play can be extended far beyond that if a level has sufficient time capsules. In The Lost Realms, the highest time limit is 65,535, so just over an hour, even without time capsules. We will not see any levels that have a time limit that high, although there is at least one with a 5-digit time limit, and oddly enough, it's the very last level of the game. And the reason why I suddenly felt the need to discourse about time limits in this game is that I noticed that this level gives us 12 seconds. So I'm going to start the level and immediately put the map on so that I can look around and start planning things out. I notice no transporters at all and no spirits, which are definitely two factors that will help with planning a route. One thing that one thought that I've had in the last couple of videos that I never really managed to put into words. In the transition from the last two Allegro levels, which I played without a map, to the first level of Vivace, where I was perhaps relying on the map a little too much. Obviously, for Let's Play purposes, there is a disadvantage of putting the map on in that it's hard for me to draw the viewer's attention to the things I'm looking at. I have tried throughout this series, for instance, just saying out loud things like Repton starts in the middle of the level, so you know to look there. But it is a little bit tricky, just knowing that my viewers may not always be able to see the same things I do, especially if I look at the map and then put it away after a short time. But on this level, I am going to have to do most of my route planning on the map, simply because the time limit is just so short that I cannot plan things out and talk about them without the safety of the map. So, at the very start, I want to let the rock on the skull fall to the left rather than push it down, because that would block a passage. There is obviously one unknown, which is the number of absorbency doors I can open for each pill. If there is at least one pill, bottom left corner. I think it's the only pill on the level, and I see 3 doors, so there may be a choice. Although the enclosed room on the right-hand side with lots of diamonds, that has to be entered through the door, so that's not a choice. In fact, it looks as if all 3 doors must be opened, so let's hope that that pill has absorbency 3. Now, planning a route. I could start by going down towards the pill. There's an interesting thing, actually, which is that in that area there are several time capsules. So if I'm doing back and forth in this level, which I will have to do because there are time bombs in all four corners, so I have to be careful to leave some time capsules around for return journeys. I have to build up a sense of how far I can travel in those 12 seconds. This is going to be very, very interesting. The key is in the bottom right, and it seems to be the only key. So it certainly seems to make sense. If I plan to go bottom left first, I see that I will have to Repton shuffle the 6 rocks just above the bottom left corner to avoid any of them trapping the time bomb, which in turn means that I'll have to clear some space in the skull room just to the right before letting any of those rocks come down. Then I probably want to grab the diamonds and time capsule in the rocks enclosure and leave the other time capsule there for later, the one that's against the wall. Doing that would let me check whether the absorbency is indeed 3, and then I'd probably want to come along and do the area with the key next. If it is 3, then I would come up on the right-hand side to do the room with lots of diamonds, then come up into the top right, just eyeballing the rock and balloon area. Looks as though I shouldn't have too much trouble getting through there. So, in fact, this may be a much simpler level than it could have been. The difficulty will be, of course, the time limit, and we're going to have flashing for most of the level. There is nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. So, let's just be glad that it is just this one level that's like this. I know for a fact there is not another one in the Presto set, and I think Katie would not be so cruel as to put 2 into the Vivace set. Let's go. So I have to take that time capsule, unfortunately. May as well take this one, it'll become blocked anyway. I forgot to get the pill. It is 3, but now because of that backtracking, I have to grab the time capsule that's above me. This will probably mess me up for later, but we'll see. Oh dear. So I have to do a bit of route planning, unfortunately. I probably want to grab the diamonds to my right and then go left. I can see a route. It's going to be easier for me to just do it rather than explain it and then do it. Okay, out of time at that point. That's really interesting because the distance from that time capsule... Hang on, let's start again. This is one level where I want to do it in one continuous play. So if I lose a life, I will start the level again. I hope I won't need too many tries, though. So yes, the fact that I have to take the time capsule above that absorbency door is annoying. So, okay, so I'll just leave the 2 diamonds in the right-hand corridor there until later. Oh dear. If this takes too many attempts, then I have the option, of course, of cancelling this video altogether. I don't mean leaving this level out of the series, of course, I would not do that. But I have the option of cancelling this video and starting a new one with the knowledge I've gained so far. So now I make it to that one in time. I'm going to leave this one for my way out. Hope that I can get to that. Yes, I can. I noticed earlier that there is this dead end here. It has a time capsule at the end of it, so now I'm going to do this room. If I clear space at the bottom, then push 1 balloon. Managed to grab a moment when the screen was black to put the map back on. So, observation. The time bomb in the bottom right is extremely isolated. It will be difficult to take that and get to a time capsule afterwards. Therefore, I almost certainly want to make that the last time bomb I get. The first time bomb will be top right because of the very long corridor at the top. I only want to go back and forth along that once. So, I want to make sure that by the time I am there, all diamonds have been taken. So, I should probably grab the diamonds next to the crown now. Then I'll come up through the rock and diamond area, which I'm only going to pass through once, so I can take all the diamonds in that area right now. Then I will want to come down out of the top left area by where the rock is, the rock surrounded by diamonds. Do I have... I don't think I have time to get from the rock and diamond area to that rock and the time capsule just below it. So I may grab one more time capsule on my way down, but the idea is to come down there, grab the diamonds around there, and then... So the 2 diamonds that are just below that time capsule worry me. Well, we'll see how it goes, and we can modify our route later if need be. Obviously, I'm not going to unblock the fungus. Okay. Not going to unblock the fungus unless I'm forced to. So, was there a better time to grab those diamonds? Only if I do also grab a time capsule as I come past. That is worrying. I don't know what the fungus speed is. I'm going to have one attempt in which I do actually unblock the fungus to see how that goes. I don't actually need to go around that time capsule. I forgot that those diamonds are safes, so I can't grab them before I come up from the bottom area. When I came up from the bottom area, okay, there might be time to grab the time capsule that I grabbed last there, grab those diamonds, and then get the one in the corridor on the right without unblocking the fungus. We'll see. I know that I need to get that one now. Hmm, 87 at that point. It's actually more than I thought. I probably did have time to go around and approach that time capsule from the right, which would have saved time. Doesn't matter because I made it to that one anyway. Entering this area, of course, I have no choice but to take one of the time capsules at the entrance. And then I think I want to just hurry through this area. It's difficult to know. 89, yeah, that's fair. So I definitely have time to reach this one. I just had a thought. I just wanted to make sure that going up on the far right here, I don't want these rocks to trap me, which they will if they all fall straight down. So I want to release that rock, push this one, and then we're good. Okay, so this is the part that I have doubts about. I want to get to the rock surrounded by diamonds and grab the time capsule under it, but do I have time? Let's find out. I'll grab that one because I'm right next to it. 90, I think I'm fine. Go around like that to save a bit of time. Now, I cannot do anything with this balloon. It may be hard to see on the map, but it's got skulls on both sides, so I can't release it without dying. So I need to go around it to grab the diamonds. Then I'll come back up on the far left and get the first capsule there. Not quite. Okay. But we're definitely getting close to a solution to this level. So, how can I get those diamonds and survive? Oh, now I see that the time capsule directly above them has an opening to the right. There's a gap between the wall and the skull. So when I get that time capsule, I can come right and down, grab those diamonds, then go back up the left. And I should have slightly more time that way. So, once I do that, I will grab the diamonds to the left of the absorbency door. What am I going to do about the monster and rock? I release the egg and use the time while it's hatching to get to the right of the door so that the rock lands down there and I can push it left without it blocking me. Then I will have to grab a time capsule grab the remaining diamonds. Then comes the interesting part. I go all along the top corridor, which by that time will be the last diamonds on the level. Get the time capsule there. So time bomb number 1 is easy. Number 2 is easy. I will have left the time capsule just below time bomb number 2, so just below the top left one. I don't need to have unblocked the fungus at all, so in fact I may be able to leave it unblocked for the entire level. So then I just come down through the skull maze, grab the time capsule and bottom left bomb, and go for the last bomb, and that should be level solved if nothing goes wrong in the last part. This is as much a test of memory as it is of anything else. Okay, so I do need to go around this time capsule before taking it. When I said I didn't need to, I was thinking of getting the diamonds around the crown, but obviously that was before I discovered that I can't. Yep, get both of those. Should have grabbed this one. I remember that I have a little bit of extra time in this segment, so I'm okay. But that was careless. Now, I get these now? Yes, yes. Fungus has not grown all that much. Interesting to note that it's probably a slower speed on this level. I like that rock and balloon puzzle with the rock coming down after me. Doesn't really affect anything, it's just... Okay, so this way round. Grab these. Do I have time? No, I don't. Okay, how can I do this? Okay, next thing to try is when I get... Does that really make sense? I'm going to try it. When I get the diamonds next to the crown, I will unblock the fungus on one side. See if that makes the difference. Unfortunately... Oh dear. Unfortunately, that does mean some repetitive video footage. Now that I've worked out this much of the route, and I'm absolutely certain that the first part is correct, I could start doing some of this off camera, but for this kind of level where it's the main puzzle of the level is to do the entire thing in one fluent motion, I want to take up that challenge. Grab both of these. So, I'll grab both these diamonds, give myself as much time as possible. Now, 83? No, not enough time to get those and get out. I just cannot find a good way to... Okay, here's an idea. After getting the bottom left time capsule, I'll come up, get those problem diamonds, get the time capsule just above them, and leave the rock surrounded by the diamonds until later, in order to get that, in order to do the stretch from the rock and balloon puzzle to that rock safely. I'll take the time capsule above it before getting the diamonds around that rock. This could work. Let's try it. Forgot to grab the... Ah. So even little things like that really matter on this one. I wonder what Katie's reaction... Oh dear. I wonder what Katie's reaction to this video will be. Does she remember that her set contains a level like this? Okay, now I'm coming up on the left side. I'm grabbing the 2 problem diamonds. Okay, there was time to do that. How much of this can I do, though? Can I still get these before moving? Yes. Okay. We're back on track, I think. No! Okay, one more attempt from the beginning, and if I don't pull this off, then I will do some off-camera. It's a bit less stressful, at least now that I know that the part up to there is definitely possible. But imagine the stress of doing this in a full run of the scenario, especially with that Repton shuffle under time pressure. So how much spare time is there at this point? 46? Oh, that's actually not bad. In comparison, of course, to this ridiculous level. Okay, I forgot about those diamonds, so I had to go back for them, and because of that slight delay, I decided just for safety, in a sense, to unblock the fungus. We'll see later on whether that will turn out to have been the correct decision. Of course, I will try to move as fast as I can. Fungus is growing. Oh, bother. Okay, definitely the wrong decision, and I messed up the rock puzzle. Okay, I am going to do the level up to this point off camera now. Okay, I've just taken the top right time capsule. Let's keep going. Remember how to do this one this time. Not like that. Huh. Well, that was a different and interesting way to fail. So how in fact do I do it? Ah, that's right. I know. I know what to do. So let the rock roll, push the rock out, and we're good. So, how does my route change now? I kind of want to do a zigzag pattern to mop up as many diamonds as possible. I forgot. I completely forgot when redoing it off camera to get those diamonds on the left that have caused so much problems. Going to have to do that again. Okay, I've just taken the diamond at the exit from the rock and balloon area. The time capsule, that is. So I'm coming down here to grab these, then up here. That one's awkwardly placed, but I do have time to get all of those. Now, next time capsule is that one. I don't have to go down anymore, so yep, I had time. For a moment I was running upwards to try to get into the top left area, but my way in is directly to the left. So, as a reminder, I want to grab these. 100. No, should have grabbed the time capsule before releasing the egg. The right-hand time capsule, that is, leaving the other one there for later. In spite of what I said earlier, I'm going to accept losing a life on this level. So I'm going to see if I can just run up to that corner. Maybe even... Yeah, this fungus hasn't grown very much. So let's take that time capsule to make sure of getting here. I ran into a skull. Okay, let's try again without being able to take this time capsule. If this doesn't work, I'll have to redo the whole level. Ain't that fun? Okay, just before the egg area. That doesn't work because now I almost certainly, let's check, yeah, I cannot possibly have time to get across the top of the level without taking that time capsule, but taking that time capsule means that after taking these first two time bombs, I cannot get to the third time bomb in time, almost certainly. There are no time capsules left at all, except for the ones around the fungus. That does mean that I can complete this with loss of one life. So let's just go for that. I won't have time to make it, but I'll try. That's how far I could get. So I'll grab the time capsule by the upper fungus, get to the bottom left, because of the time remaining, I can get the time bomb and then the time capsule. I'm going to play it super safe and grab this one as well. That should be it. We should be out of this nightmare. What a level. And I have done the impossible and spent 35 minutes on a level whose time limit was 12 seconds. Thank you very much, Katie Rosane, for designing that one. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched this. If you managed to persist through all of that flashing, I am very sorry for having inflicted half an hour of that on you. I promise there will be no more screens like that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.